Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, episode 120. 120 weeks in a row. We have a very special guest on today. I couldn't be more excited. Jessie Lee Ward. We're going to bring her on in less than 5 minutes. Less than 5. Jessie Lee, I see you. We're going to bring you on shortly. I'm waiting for my partner in crime, Big Dave, to hop on. We're going to have some fun. Let's get nuts, everybody. Happy Saturday. Let us know how you're feeling in the chats from 1 to 10. If you're at a 10, I'm here to celebrate. If you're at a 2, I'm here to show up for you. Let's get nuts, guys. Who here has grabbed a copy of the reinvention formula? I see that. Yep. I came with you guys for our community to meet Jessie Lee. In case you're not familiar, I'm here for a very special treat. Let's see where Big Dave is. Let's get this party started. Roxy in the house. Kim. And guys, if you're feeling frisky, you can totally drop a question in the chats for Jessie Lee, and we'll ask her. But I have a couple good ones lined up myself. There he is.
Hello.
Hi.
I could not miss. I'm in Naples.
You look super cute.
Thank you. My wife got me this hat.
Yeah, well, she did good.
Yeah, nice. What's going on?
Are you on a train?
Yes, I am. I would not miss this for the world. What episode is it?
Episode 120. We have a really special guest on today. Jessie Ward could be more excited. We've done so many that you lost count.
I know. I just want to make sure you knew I was showing up, and you have to cover me if it gets choppy.
No problem. How is Rome?
Hot and fun. We're having a great time.
Kind of like you, hot and fun.
Exactly like me. And you, my friend. I saw you smoked a cigar.
I know. I don't smoke, and I wanted to try one. I just had an urge. Do you smoke cigars, Dave?
Not anymore. I'm on a different program now, so yes, I meditate.
I understand. I had an itch, so I scratched it.
Yeah, that's good. I think everyone should try everything.
Yeah.
So except for heroin, I don't think you should try heroin.
Speaking of trying new things, all our fellow entrepreneurs were kind of in a frenzy this week when Meta announced Threads. What are your thoughts when you're leaning into something new like this, Dave?
Just how blessed I am. You know, I have worked really hard to get in the position that I'm in so that I can jump up to, 30,000 people very quickly, and then to 300, then to 1 million. I couldn't do that before. In fact, my team gave me bad advice when TikTok came out. Gary kept saying, you got to jump on TikTok, Dave. You got to jump on TikTok. And now, I got in later than I do. Just got to close to 1 million people. But, I worked real hard to have the opportunity to leverage community into Threads, where before I had no community. I had to build it from the ground up.
So now you have the community, so they're just being allocated to something new and exciting.
Yeah, I like the format. I think it's going to do real well for me, and I have tons of content that I can put up there. And the difference, just so you know, Craig, is that before on Instagram, people had no way to find you, so you were just reallocating unless you were buying ads. If you're on stages, you get people to follow you. But now Threads allows people to find you, and so that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I love it. And I can't stress enough how handsome you look with that hat on. And it's very role review. We're going to bring on Jessie Lee right now. As I always do, while I'm bringing her on, I'll ask you a quick nugget. I was checking out your content, which everybody should be doing immediately following this episode. And one of the things that you talked about, and I think this is really good for everybody that wants to do something else, is find what you're good at and pursue it. It sounds so obvious, but why is it so pivotal, Dave?
Because people see things in generalities, right? They're like, I want to work in sports. Sports is not a job, right? I want to work in the movies. Movies is not a job. Skills, knowledge, and desire are what determine what you can do and will do within the context of an industry. And so looking at that, I think people, especially young people, they pick an industry or some sort of category and they call that a job, but it's really not a job.
You look like a secret agent. Most importantly, I'm now the third most beautiful human on this live. Jessie Lee, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, hello everybody. What's going on? Hey David, good to see you again. Haven't seen you since Huntington Beach, and nice to meet you, Craig. I'm excited to chat with you guys. And actually, I said I swore I'd speak some Italian, so ciao ragazzi. Tell everybody
Ciao bella. Ciao bella.
I was like, Naples, I love Napoli, but don't try to drive there. You will die.
No, yes.
Relax.
I love it. Jessie, where are you?
I'm in right now Louisville, Kentucky, which is not where I live, but that's where I am.
Understood. There's so many places we could take this conversation. Obviously, I want to make the most of the time. First and foremost, how you feeling?
I feel great. Thank you for asking. Energy is really good, and yeah, mindset's super strong, which is important for everybody, but certainly for someone like me. So thanks for asking.
Yeah, and we'll start right there real quick, and we'll get deep, and then we'll expand out. You're so authentic and vulnerable about sharing your journey with your community, your audience, specifically battling cancer. And my father, my best friend, he had diagnosed with cancer, and they found it stage 4 lung cancer a few years ago. And I remember the doctor gave such a negative prognosis. And I remember telling my dad, they're not counting for faith and mindset. We got this. And he's still going, and his most recent PET scan, the tumor shrunk and so forth. And I know you've gotten some good news too. And I just wanted to ask you, in your battle, how much do you think mindset and faith plays a role when you're battling something like public enemy #1, cancer?
Yeah, so first of all, go dad. That's super exciting. I love that for you. I love that for him. I love that for your family. And I think that what people need to understand is it's okay to accept your diagnosis, but don't accept your prognosis. So your mindset is everything. I was told that I'd be dead by October, and I'm like looking at myself like, does this look like a corpse? No. So, I felt like cancer for me was this big giant alarm going off that was just basically saying, you're not doing what you need to do to stay healthy. You're not doing what you need to do to thrive. You're not doing what's perfectly right in your life in so many different ways. And I've always had a strong mindset, and I just really shifted that into this journey where I don't accept the prognosis. I accept responsibility to change my life. And that's how I've run businesses. That's how I've run my personal life before all of this. And it's no different. It kind of sucks, but it's really no different.
Dave, frequency?
She's amazing. Ever since the day I met her, she is absolutely someone that understands what she is. And when we realize that although the diagnosis says we have an interfering disease to our power, to our omniscient, all-powerful self, then we can start prognosing what we're doing to interfere with that power. And I think that's where the mindset and faith for me come in, blessed in that it hasn't and hopefully will never happen on the health side, but in life it happens to everyone. And I think that mindset, regardless of what your dis-ease is one of, I am omniscient and all powerful. I'm part of a unified system of thought. What am I doing to interfere with it? And when we take all our energy, what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, and attack what we're doing to interfere with it, instead of looking at what we don't have, what other people think, what is missing, then we're utilizing the power of the universe in our favor. And I feel so blessed for both of you and share in the optimism. And also, I'm just so happy that both of you are sharing in the health that we have already been gifted.
Oh, yeah. I love this conversation. There's so many places we could take it. Jessie, I wanted to ask you, you have many superpowers. One of them that I really admire is your ability to be super bold. And I think being bold is awesome. Because as I always like to say, like a closed mouth doesn't get fed. For everyone listening here today that sees you and like kind of bring and put yourself out there, how can somebody become more bold?
Yeah. So, by the way, David, when he's talking, you're like, there's a lot of noise in your train, but I heard you. So,
Sorry.
how could so I don't know if you know. I don't know if you knew. So being more bold is just, I guess, really it's how can you become the most authentic version of you and stop worrying so much, probably all the time, about what everybody else is thinking about you. And I realized that a lot of my unhappiness growing up was because I felt like I grew up in an environment where I could not be authentically me, or if I was, that was when I was getting bullied a lot. And so as an adult, you start to actually have choices. So I moved straight across the country. I'm from the East Coast. I hear your New York accent over there. I went to college in New York City, actually, but I'm from Maryland, but a really small town. And I was not well liked. I was really misunderstood. Entrepreneurship was really not the thing to do. And I was always just kind of like this little weirdo. And I moved. I said, screw this. I went to Dallas for the first time about 12 years ago. And I saw how people embraced big business and they embraced people that were different and were thought leaders. And it allowed me to step into that authentic version of myself. And I think too many people allow people around them that are not, they don't fit their future. And I like to hang out with people that I go, yeah, I'd like to do life with them in the future. It's okay to have people from in your present and maybe in your past that they fit then. And maybe some of those people will grow with you. But if you want to be bold, it is not about hanging around people who do not understand you, or worse than do not understand you, diminish you, make you feel like what you're doing is crazy. And so I surround myself with people who, not like woo, 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 toxic cheering me on if I'm doing something horrific. But I don't spend time around people that don't fit where I'm trying to go. And because of that, when I'm bold and I'm authentic and I'm real and I'm forward facing and I'm just myself, I feel at peace with that. And then as things grow and explode and you start having a lot more influence, it's setting up kind of those, I don't know, not really fail safes, but basically sort of boundaries where, of course there's haters. Of course there's people who comment crazy stuff on all of your stuff and my stuff. And it's like, what? I don't spend time reading and filling my mind with any of that. That can be fixed by hiring people who handle all of that and allowing me to just stay true to my path. Because something I want people to really know is you're always going to have people that don't like you, but it's up to you whether you consume that or not. And it's dangerous to consume it, because what happens if you read those comments, if you watch those videos, if you read those articles, if you do whatever, the big problem with that is you will start to change your content. You will be less bold. You will be less authentic. You will change who you are. And then ultimately, you can't change the world.
This is so good. And just tune into a different frequency. Obviously easier said than done, but this is something that you had to work through, if I remember correctly, because when you first becoming an entrepreneur and so forth, you used to want to attack the people that were attacking you, but then you realize that what they think of us is none of our business, right?
Craig! Yes, you've done your research. Yes. Yeah, it was stupid. It was like, I felt like if I was here, and here's what like you used the word attack. I used to respond to the negative people so kindly, or like a little bit like bubbly and funny. And I realized it's like if you're a rabid Donald Trump supporter and I'm trying to convince you to love Joe Biden, or vice versa. You're like, I hear nothing, because I know all of it. I know what I know. And so I realized, like, why am I trying to convince 40 people to like me when there's billions of people out here who will love me as soon as they get to actually know me? So I just stopped trying to convert the people who, believe their little ways, and focus on the people. There's so many good people. I just decided to focus on different areas of energy.
Energy better spent, right, Dave?
Oh yeah, well that's my favorite quote. What other people think is none of my business. But I also do give my cell phone out to the haters, because I like to prove the point that they're cowards, and none of them ever call me. So I think it's a great reminder. I give my actual cell phone to anyone that's rude or ignorant and arrogant. I love to say, hey, I really want to know where you're coming from, especially if they're trying to hurt me, because hurt people hurt people. And I love to put it right to the point that, hey, if you're courageous enough, I'd love to discuss why you're so angry, and I'd love to heal that. But unfortunately, nobody ever calls.
Maybe they're intimidated by you, Dave.
I think it's the hat. It's that Italian look I have going on. Yeah. So I'll do anything my wife asked me to do. So she dared me to wear this.
You look super Italian with that little like fedora.
Yeah.
Ciao bella, ciao bella.
You do look super cute, Dave. I wanted to make sure I asked this. Another one of your superpowers, Jessie, is you're such an amazing leader, and there's a skill set and an art to being an effective leader. Some people could be really good at what they do, but they might not necessarily be the best leader. What are some important characteristics that make a really effective leader?
Oh, wow. So I love that. I just left the leadership event that I spoke at this weekend. Or week. I'm going to time warp from July 4th. But I love leadership. I love because to me, the first thing is that whether you're somebody who leads people yet or not, the most important person you can ever lead is yourself. And I wish more people understood that, because I think a lot of people have it reversed. They think, oh, if I can lead the masses, if I can teach and train and coach and be on stages and show people what to do, then I'm going to lead my own life. And if you'll flip that, everything will change. So it's how you show up for yourself. It's how you lead your mornings. It's how you lead yourself in your business. It's how you do your follow-ups. It's how you do all the things you don't feel like doing. It's doing your personal development when Craig's not sitting on your shoulder and saying, do your personal development and smoke your cigar. No, I'm kidding. I saw your thing with that. Like he really tried to make cigar smoking sound like a health thing, David, by the way.
Yeah, I caught that. That was awesome.
I was like, this is so New York of you. Oh my gosh. But anyway, like, it was so healthy, I swear. Oh, hi.
What's up, buddy?
But leadership,
I had to bring him out.
Yeah, of course. It starts with being yourself, and then it really goes into, for me, leaders just speak in languages. So I'll go fast through this because otherwise we'll be here all day. It's one of my favorite trainings. But leaders are really good at speaking in direction, as in they know where they're going and why they're going there. And a lot of people that are not leaders, they don't have a clue. They're just, I joined a business. I'm starting this thing. I'm going to give this a try. That's not leadership. The leader has the direction of where they're going to go. Leaders also have empathy. And this isn't this whiny thing that some people think. I know you two are two alpha males. So sometimes when people use the word empathy, they're like, oh gosh, cry on my shoulder, lady. That's not empathy. Empathy is just listening. And the easiest way to sum up empathy in leadership is probably a John Maxwell quote: people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. It's one of my favorite leadership quotes. And you can show people that really easily just by reaching out and being an open and honest book for people. Leaders speak in authenticity. I already hit on that, so I probably don't really need to say too much, but I really believe that leadership grows at the speed of trust. And so are you doing what you say you're going to do? Like David said, I wasn't going to miss this for the world. I'm going to be on this interview. He doesn't have to be. He's in Italy. He's on the train in Naples. Like, that's crazy. It's almost 6 o'clock there. I have a lot of business in Europe. Okay. I know the time. All right. Like, I know all, you can't even, it's like but he knew that this was important to him. And so this is building trust, not only with our relationship, but it's going to build the trust that he has with you. It's because you knew he'd be on. It's like, this is just what leaders do. Leaders speak in quality. So it's not so much about, it's like, people will forget what you said and what you did, but they will never forget how you make them feel. So taking that time to slow down, be open, honest, real. I see a lot of fake on the internet. I'm sure we all do. Or you see people that are super famous online, and then you get to know them and you're like, I'm talking to a box of rocks. Like, this is not the person I saw on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. No way. No way. Like, not to like blow David up, but I saw David in Huntington Beach. He was speaking at a mastermind I'm in. And I mean, he was just in this state of flow on this stage, and I was just watching him. And when it comes that, I don't want to say effortlessly because he's done it for so long, but when it comes from that place of, I know what I know, I'm going to deliver a message that's going to blow your hair back. This is just me. I'm not trying to impress you. This is just who I am. That's somebody who you can follow. When somebody almost has to try so hard to impress you, it's like red flags. Like I feel like I'm just talking with two old friends right now instead of it being some big hullabaloo of like, let me get my special notes out so I can impress these two. I just want them to like me. Like, that's not what leaders do. It's like, you're either going to like me or not. And I'm detaching from that. And I really recognize that in both of you. Speaking of leaders speaking recognition, and the best way of doing that is the power of powerful moments and calling people up. So even this, like, we're sharing each other's influence. I'm comfortable with it. Obviously, you're comfortable with it. Who in your organization or your business or your family even, okay, because leadership is not just business. Who can you call up to do something so you can find gifts in other people? Like, this is something that this is one of my gifts, I think, because I believe in people more than they believe in themselves, because I see something. I'll be like, Craig, listen, you are so good at, like, just step into it. I'm right here. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm right here. You're so good at that. And then just humility. When was the last time that you as a leader accepted faults that were not even yours to accept? right? I don't blame, I don't shame, I don't point fingers. It's why I don't go on the attack about people that are talking about me. It's like, you know what? Even inside of the nastiest, most hideous videos or posts or comments or whatever about me, I'm like, well, I'm triggering them because there's something that's my truth that is not their truth. So I won't apologize for being me, but I do understand where it's coming from. So I don't know. Those are just some things. I could talk about leadership all day.
That's amazing.
Spectacular. One of my favorites.
Yeah, she's spectacular. I just have one thing to add, and that's in the line of empathy, that you can have an ego and be empathetic if you're an intelligent follower. So I think, listening for is a great leadership quality, and being an intelligent follower is something I've learned over the years to help me lead, to listen for what people need or say, and listening for the truth within, anger or anxiety or worry. So just only one thing I would add to that almost complete list was intelligent follower. You're amazing. I need to see you soon. You're unbelievable. Thank you so much for your patience as well, for allowing me to be so silly in my hat and have look at my whole family. Look,
I really like the hat. You don't have to apologize for it. I love it.
Anyway, I got beautiful family. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you.
Either. You're definitely not allowed to apologize for your family. That's illegal.
Yeah. Jesse,
they're the best.
This is really special. I want to do so much more with you. For our community that might just be learning about you, what are you most excited about right now? What's the best way for everybody to support you?
What am I most excited about right now? I did just accept a vice president role in my company, so I'm really excited about that. So that's a big thing. But I don't know, there's a lot of big stages that I'm excited about. There's this health journey is really cool. I'm finally going to be actually, it's done, my first video. I have to do my YouTube research and find out the best day of the week to upload on YouTube. But people have, they have so many questions about the cancer journey, right? Because they see me and they've watched me even just in the last 5 months, clearly get healthier. I mean, I can see it on my skin. I can see it in my hair. I can see it in my energy. I can feel it in my body. And so I wanted to document it. I'm doing a full-blown documentary, which I'm pretty excited about. But I'm going to do little mini docuseries on my YouTube channel because I have a bunch of followers and I don't do nothing over there. So I'm ready for that. I'm excited for that. And not for a following thing. I'm excited for it because there are things that I have implemented that I truly believe will not only save people's lives, but also give people who are not sick with anything a better quality of life. And for me, that's what, well, back to leadership. Leadership ultimately is how do you make people a little bit better, right? Whether it's their health, whether it's their sales skill sets, their marketing skill sets, their business acumen, the way they can speak, the way they can do all these things. You know, I'm just on this mission, I think, to make the world a better place a little bit. So I'm excited with everything. I'm just an excitable person, but I'm excited for Christmas too. I got to throw that in there because I said I wouldn't see it, but guys, I think I'm going to see it. So I'm excited for Christmas too.
And Jesse, I just want to say thank you so much for bravely and courageously sharing your story with the world, because it just creates a new frame of reference for anybody that might be going through something or struggling with something, puts it in perspective, and the way you handle it and stay optimistic. It's just so beautiful. And I just wanted to personally acknowledge you.
Thank you. Well, you can be the victim or you can be the victor, right? And so my story is not done. I know your stories aren't done. And it's important that we continue to be the example for people, even, nobody in business. I know you guys have been through major downs in order to have your major ups. And I think it's important to talk about that so much because when it looks really, really good for anybody, it's because there's been a lot of bad. But we've gone through it. We've thrived through it, and we came out on top. So it's just kind of my perspective on that.
Love it. Thank you so much, both of you. Dave,
all my love.
Yeah. And
I love you both. Thank you so much. I'm gonna jump off, and I'll see you both soon.
Sure. Bye, David.
Prego.
I didn't hear you.
Jesse, I was just gonna say thank you. So I can't wait to connect to the after. Let's do so many more things. And just an awesome conversation. I'm so proud of you. It's inspiring. And I've been watching from afar, but it's exciting to finally get to connect. And I have a feeling it's just the beginning of the friendship.
I agree for sure. So I love the East Coast energy. I always connect with it. So
yeah. Where do you live now?
Oh, I live in Texas now. I live in North Dallas, Frisco. It's like the Beverly Hills of Dallas.
Wow. Okay.
And with
Do you have some cowboy boots?
I do, of course, you know, I mean, because I wear them to the concerts and stuff like that. So I'm not really like a country girl like that, but they're cute when you wear, like, you know, you wear them with like a dress, you wear them with some short shorts or whatever. You gotta do it.
What are you doing out there? You speaking?
Yep, I'm here for a company event out here. So I've been speaking all weekend. I have one more speech today, and then I will head back home.
I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to connect with you after. Thank you so much again. Have an awesome weekend.
Thank you.
Just look forward to come.
All right, you do the same. Thanks, Greg. Have a great one. Ciao.
That was so much fun. Wow. The Paradigm Shift episode 120 in the books. Guys, for our community that might not have been familiar with Jessie Lee, do yourself a favor. Not only start following her, but do a deep dive. Check out all her content. She's fantastic. She's spectacular. Nuggets on nuggets with the leadership, the empathy, being bold, her battle with cancer and her optimistic attitude, the victim or the victor. I can't say enough about her. And honestly, that was the first time her and I connected, and I know it's just the beginning. But guys, check out all the stuff she has going on. Big Dave, thank you as always. The most consistent cat I know. Hopping on with the Indiana Jones hat from Naples. Just fantastic stuff, guys. We announced this week that we're throwing one and only book signing and special exclusive event, CLS LA, August 19th. The link is in the bio. We're almost at full occupancy. If you guys want to come to LA, celebrate the book signing, meet some great people, have a superpower to bring great people together, you can hit me up and check it out. We also dropped my cell phone number at the bottom of the screen. If you want a free How to Build a Personal Brand Toolkit, which people say they haven't seen anyone do it faster than us, we're giving it all back for free. Just text the number at the bottom of the screen, 917-634-3796. And that's it. I know so many of you grabbed the Reinvent Your Formula pre-orders. We're doing a launch team. We're starting reading the book before the world has access. You can grab that in the bio too. I just want to say thank you, guys. I understand it's Saturday morning. You could be anywhere in the world, but you took the time to spend your maybe morning coffee, whatever it is that you're up to, with Jessie Lee, Dave, and I, and we appreciate that. And we hope that this conversation deployed some nuggets, maybe shifted a perspective, or helped you just think a little bit differently, or maybe just got something that you can now apply and begin to execute. That's what it's all about. That's what it will always be about. We love you guys so much. Have a great weekend.